You had your headphones on, you probably can hear it. Oh.
There we go.
Yeah. I wasn't even looking at you.
What's up?
Yeah.
Louder.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. Happy Sunday, y'all. We got a full house. This is like Sunday dinner. Everybody at the table. You know what I'm saying? We got Girl Scout cookies. We got liquor. That's all we need. You know what I'm saying? The turn-up's gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? We're doing a cross collaboration with another, radio show. They're doing their thing and stuff like that. We're gonna have them introduce themselves. I want to take a moment of silence for the young king who passed away this week, Pop Smoke. It's very sad, it's crazy. He started rapping 2 years ago, and he blew up crazy this year, and then his life is gone. 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? And it just showed you, like, you got to make your mark while you're here. You got to use your time and your energy while you're here. Right. I mean, the young man music is gonna play for maybe 5-10 years, longer than that, and his career was just a blink of the eye, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to take that time to put that energy in the universe, condolences to his family.
Smoke.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a big fan of his. I be in the gym listening to his music, and now when I listen to it, it's like, damn, I'm never gonna get any more.
Yo, we were just listening to his music at the sneaker
party.
event.
Yeah. Shout out to Punch Dollar, his party. They was playing, Pop Smoke and Fabio Foreign and stuff like that. But like I said, rest in peace to the young king. And
rest in peace.
I'm gonna have everybody introduce himself. It's your boy Real Talk Marv.
Amanda, aka Greedy Gut with the little butt.
Open shirt Poppy. Open shirt Poppy here, y'all. What up?
Bro G, what's up?
Hey, Bro G.
Hey, what's up, baby?
The fucking loudmouth in the motherfucking building. BK, stand up.
Yes.
BK, stand up.
Okay.
Right.
The loudmouth from DTF Radio. That's right.
Yes.
And also the one with the 10 pounds of gold. Gold. All right? Gold. All right?
Yes.
The champ is here.
The champ is here. That's right. WTF Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. The fighting, defending WTF World Champion in the building.
You can tell when a radio person's on the radio, right? They want to hog all the airtime,
And this is the one and only DJ Chef, QB's Future. I work with Vero G and the Loudmouth for DTF Radio.
It's your boy Cliff Brockman.
Yeah. So, happy Sunday, y'all. Like, it's beautiful to be in the building. Beautiful to have fellowship. Salud. Yes.
My arms are short, so make this shit work.
And it's tough, right? Because it's just like 2020 has been a motherfucker as a year.
Yo, it really has. I agree with that.
People are dying crazy.
How many people died this year? I can think of off the top. I think of
at least in the last,
David Stern, Kobe.
Rest in peace to
Pop
Kobe,
Smoke.
the GOAT.
What's the other Juice?
Fuck
Juice
LeBron,
WRLD?
the GOAT.
Juice
Kobe.
WRLD. Yo, it's a lot, and that's just
But this is
only
people.
February.
I know people.
It's only February.
The fires in Australia, the coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Corona, I didn't know more Corona.
How many people
Venom,
died from
a little
that?
pest venom.
Donald Trump is still alive. It's like, it's crazy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Let me stop before we get pulled off the air or something like that.
Working with Bill Lawton.
You know what I'm saying?
He's working with Bill Lawton.
But and it's just crazy how 2020 is just rushing at us. So we definitely got to take the time out to like really count your blessings every time you wake up.
Yes.
2020.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree, bro.
Yeah, man.
And it kind of brought just the energy of the year so far kind of brought me to the first topic. The first topic is easy to hate, hard to love. And the reason why I say that is as soon as someone passes, it's just like, the people who respect them shows them love. But people who have no care about them start bringing up crazy stuff and we don't recognize that someone has just lost their life. It's just like smear campaign, how the Kobe situation happened, and then now with the young man, Pop Smoke was against the rapper. I understand that, but people are just like, he wasn't an angel. He deserves it. Like, who deserves to die when they're minding their business in their house?
At 20 years old.
At 20 years old.
Young,
like, just think about that.
Too many dying young, man.
Just think about that. If we're all, I can verify that we're all in our 30s here, right? Imagine if we got judged for everything we did from our teenage years, and we expired at 20. Some people would, you know what I'm saying? People would have been like, man, he should have got his stuff together. I say that to say it's so easy for us to just hate. And sometimes to give people love and congratulate people struggle to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least, my thing is at least give the family time to mourn. And then TMZ has been a piece of shit.
Oh, God.
Rushing to report people's deaths before their family gets to know.
I heard.
Yeah.
And you know how they
what
do
they
it.
supposed to do?
But they pay off first
that's
responders.
their job.
They pay off first responders that sometimes a celebrity call us and let us know so we can report it to the
Wait, it's their job, but at the same time, like, how would you feel if a family member of yours passed away, but you didn't know until you logged in on Facebook, but it's somebody that you're really close with?
Exactly.
Listen, I can't be mad at them though, because if they don't do it, somebody else will. It's all about scooping. They want to scoop the news network before they get it. So, you know,
That's the whole thing for the show. So
Yeah,
you know,
so let me start. So it's the first topic is easy to hate, hard to love. Why don't we love with the same energy we hate in this society? And ladies first, either Vero
No,
or
you gotta go
Jenny
first.
Beck.
You
Okay.
got it.
God,
Take
see,
the
put
show,
me in the
girl.
spot,
That's
man.
right. Spotlight on you.
Stop it, stop.
You're a radio personality. You're not shy. Go ahead.
Oh, you
Do
better
your
stop it.
thing.
Okay, I'm nervous. Okay. That's a really good topic. I honestly feel like why that happens is because people, we just had this conversation in the house too. People, when they see you in the beginning, they see you like, you know, like the underdog. You working hard and they striving for you. But when they see you successful and they come at like, oh, I always say this, and I swear to God, we just had this conversation just in the house today. And we was talking about how people, they become successful, and then, for example, like their enemies are the ones, honestly, the ones that were for one time working with them, and we kind of have that similar situation. And
When
that
family becomes the ops.
exactly,
It happens
and
a
then
lot.
it's the inside people that will go and attack you or shoot. We just had it. Will shoot you or kill you over they're jealous over your fame or your success. And I feel like why they should do that. You should actually, like we tell other people, support other people's craft, work with them, go inside what they're doing. If they're for the community, for the youth and stuff like that, coincide with that instead of just hating on what they're doing. Because alongside, it's for everyone. You know, everybody should have the space and opportunity to do what they want to do and their passion. You know,
Yeah.
definitely.
Some people may not have that drive.
Yeah.
And then when they see someone else succeed, they're like, damn, I could have been where they were, and let me just attack that. I like the hate.
Yeah. And you know what kills me the most is sometimes it's people who haven't done shit with themselves, aren't striving to do shit, have the biggest opinions to say you're not doing good enough.
Yo,
Or what you're doing is not great enough.
honestly, the fact of the matter is, hate is stronger than love, and it's sad
It's
to say.
sad.
Because people say, "Oh, love will outdo." No, hate is stronger than love in our society, anyway. And it's like, I can speak for the rappers, people like Pop Smoke, not Jacoby's or other people, but even in his situation too. When you do something, right, just because you become successful and succeed, that stuff don't disappear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Those who you cross coming up are the same ones that you're gonna see either coming down or just in your success. It doesn't disappear just because you succeeded. You know, he made a conscious effort to say, yo, I live in a bad part of Brooklyn. I'm succeeding now. Let me get out of this environment.
Yeah.
But that environment don't leave you. It follows you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't
It
really
is the
run
energy
from that
that you
shit.
put out there, but
It's
at the
the
same
energy.
time, we should be allowed to grow past our mistakes. You know,
Yeah.
not to get it's Sunday, not to get too biblical. Even if you believe in Jesus and on the cross, there was thieves and somebody else on the cross with him, and they gave their life to Jesus and repented right there. And then Jesus said, you know, you'd be forgiven. I just feel like, you know,
They were forgiven, but they still died.
true. but what I want to say is just like we have to give people time to change and grow, especially the stuff that people do when they're young. What about you, DJ Chef? What do you think about it? Why is it so easy to hate and we don't share love with that same energy?
Well, I look at it this way, you know. We too busy, and I'm gonna say, and as far as our community, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and everybody, you know, instead of working with one another, we should help each other. You know, instead of, you know, hating on one or he has, or somebody else have, we should work together so we can all have.
Yeah.
That's the hatred part. Love part, you know, we should love one another, you know, and help rise with each other.
Yeah.
And that's bad because, and it's like everywhere I go, I see it all the time. Like, you know, you people want to, you know, they ride in cars or and then you see other people they work together to thrive, to get the things that they want.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel that you know we should work together.
And to piggyback off what you're saying, it's crazy, right? Because us as Black and Latino people, sometimes you would think we're being, you know, discriminated against the most. It would bring us together, but sometimes it makes us compete against each other even more. Like there's only one spot to be successful, so I gotta make myself look better than Chef. Not necessarily in someone outside of my community, but just outshine Chef. What do you think, Cliff?
I feel like it's easier to hate somebody because a lot of times people they focus their energy on somebody else, right? Instead of just working on themselves. So a lot of the times the growth is not there. So sometimes you hate somebody and you don't even know why. You just got that in you. You know what I mean? You don't even look at the material. You don't even take the time out to say, you know what? Let me see what he's working on. What up to? You just mad the fact that he advanced before he took over before you could do anything. You know, and that's what it is. You know, so sometimes, especially in this society, like a lot of times people don't just say, "Yo, congrats, I see you doing your thing, whatever." It's easy to be like, "Oh yeah, but he didn't do this though." You gotta find.
I could have did it better.
You gotta find something negative to see what's going on with the situation, and a lot of times. That's why I think young brothers are dying too. You know, you come through the same circle, you gangbanging with the same people, and all of a sudden you take off, you become the millionaire, and then you still in the projects. You don't look at it like, oh, we made it because that's your brother. You look at it like, yo,
why him, not me?
No, now you look at him, he's a target.
Now he's fooled.
He's a target because he's not in the same environment anymore, and he's getting money. Right. Now your brain wonders like, you know what can I do to get that money he's getting too? And now you become his enemy. So
that's the thing, because even in the Pop Smoke situation, and a lot of situations, like you said, it'd be the ones closest to you.
Yeah.
You know, because they're the ones who, you know, but this goes back for years. I watched the documentary on Malcolm X and everything. It's the people closest to you
that's
that
the scariest thing.
you can't really trust.
That's why they always say keep your enemies
close.
But when you do that, they get you. It's like, because they know all your movements, so you just got to be smart. And I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what you could do in that situation, because these are people you came up with, people who just lie right to your face. So, oh, you know, you my guy, I love you, Oh, God.
And then the next thing
So-
you know, they talking about you.
They setting you up.
To continue this easy to hate, hard to love, we're going to kind of switch it up, but kind of the same thing, right? Because the hot ticket item this past week, outside of Pop Smoke passing, is the whole Dwayne Wade's son, daughter, you know. And I don't necessarily want to go into morality, is it right, is it wrong? I want to just the energy of the hate that some people have, either side of the coin. So has sexuality replaced race as the hot ticket item in this country? And I'll tell you that why. Because before, you know, the oppression of minorities was a big thing and something that riled people up. But now I feel like people kind of don't even fight for like race equality no more. The new hot thing is, you know, sexual preference, sexual orientation equality, right? You know, people having the same rights because of the sexual orientation, or the discrimination of someone because of their sexual orientation. So how do you feel about that? Especially, you know, with how concerned people have been with what Dwayne Wade's doing with his daughter / son. You know, I'm not trying to be ignorant. We know he was born a son, but now he recognizes.
You gotta start with the people's chant right
chant.
there.
Yeah. So
Come on,
You're
Chant.
missing that black brother. Come on,
how do you feel about people being so concerned about
chant,
somebody else's?
I don't know. People need to stay in their lane and mind their fucking business. First off, before they get shot. Real talk. You know? I'm from the streets of Italy. So, yeah.
Okay.
You know? Little Italy. So, yeah. I'm Italian. Full-blooded
Like
Italian.
the Godfather.
Yeah.
Bam.
That was a strong response. I don't know if you
My father was in the mob. My father was in the mob. So I seen some shit, you know, when I was growing up in that. So
There
yeah.
was no transgenders in the mob, though.
No.
Right?
No.
See?
But going back to what we do, you know, on the real with the Vero G Spotlight, we're all inclusive. Our platform is a dope platform for independent artists, but all genders, you know, and nationalities. You know, doesn't matter which race, color. It's about talent, and we give you equal platform for all. That's what it's about. It's all inclusive, you know. So there's no hate in what we do, our platform. You know, hate in my blood, you know.
Yeah.
I'm Italian, you know, but I grew up around, you know, Hispanic and black, you know, most of my life. So I found to appreciate, you know, and embrace that, you know what I mean? My best friends, you know, my girlfriend, you know, so.
Oh, and they claim me. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I never mentioned that, right? Because I know you guys
I know
are
we're trying to
couple,
stay in character.
but
Business is business.
that's your business to announce and stuff like that. I
Professional,
never, you know.
But yeah.
Finally, shit.
Off camera, I didn't know. I was like, "What's his name
Yeah.
again?" And she was like, "I don't know." She knows your name.
So bring it back in. We're talking about how people are so
Just same talk.
wanting to be, you know, in other people's business when it comes to sexual orientation and what other people are choosing to do with their family members and things like that. Like I kind of my point is I accept and I respect Dwayne Wade, you know, raising his daughter how he wants to. My only thing is at 12 years old, don't let her do anything that is physically permanently damaging. Either hormone therapy. I know Clifford's going to tell me you can't do the sexual reassignment surgery on a minor because that's like abuse.
Yeah.
But my thing is just the you know, the hormone therapy. They can start hormone therapy early you know, and I just feel like it's very tough, right? Because, you know, and not to be funny, but she is the son of an athlete, right? So she's 12 now. She could grow up and she's gonna be like 6'4", 6'5". And does she want to be a 6'4", 6'5" woman?
Magic Johnson's son, daughter.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
But you see what you just said? She is the son of an athlete.
It's
that
tough.
shit
It's
confuses
tough. It's
me.
confusing.
I'm
Okay.
confused about all of this.
So Cliff, what do you think?
You know,
Wait, there's nothing to be confused about.
It's no-
as
it's-
far as that. If Dwayne Wade is referring to Zaya as a girl, then that's what I feel like we should do.
Yeah, it's tough,
I
right?
mean, because that's she is like, you know, that's his daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you just embed in your head, if he's
But we also
Papa
gotta
call
be
him
sensitive.
Zay, I'ma call her Zay.
Yeah, but we also got to be sensitive. We also got to realize that
understand.
when you do something like that, it takes people a while to get
used to it.
used to it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying
understand
her
that.
and son stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me let Clifford.
no,
Sorry, Cliff, I just had to get that out
that's all
before
right.
you
That's
said
all
it
right.
right
Go
away.
ahead.
You good?
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
I just feel like this, you know, like you said, he or she, whoever it's gonna be, you should love them for who they are, not
Yeah.
because of what they are, you know,
Mhm.
and it should never reflect on how they live and their upbringings.
Yeah.
So if he, you know, is cool with that and he, you know, expresses it this way and he lets her or he do what he wants to do, then what should stop him? Why should they stop him?
It's nobody's fucking business. It's what he wants to do, you know?
Yeah.
I think the problem with the whole situation is right, and I think the fact that she's 12 years old and she wants to transition. He's a man that's trying to transition to a woman. I get it, but Dwayne Wade said she knew Zaya knew since she was 3 years old. The brain is not developed like that to know those kind of things. So my thing is the information they're getting is forced, and the certain decisions that's being made at 12 years old. You cannot make adult and life changing situations. Like at any time, you could just be like, I don't want to do it anymore. That the brain is not developed enough to make those decisions.
It's stimuli.
So now you say
I gotta say,
too.
I agree and disagree with you, Champ, because you say it's nobody's fucking
All right,
business,
holla
but
at me, holla at me.
we got people who can't even have dreads, right?
I was just gonna bring that
because
up.
people got an opinion on their hairstyle as far as when they can, participate in certain things or go to
Graduation,
school or
yeah.
graduate. You can't even fucking have dreads, but you're okay with a boy coming to school in a goddamn dress because he's identifying as a little girl. That's the type of shit I don't understand. You giving a
It's
person
an
a hard
attack on
time about their
masculinity.
hairstyle.
Well, I personally have nothing
but
against none of that.
I know you don't personally,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about society as a whole.
Well,
it's
society-
crazy the
I
shit
don't
that
know.
they're willing to accept and the shit that they're willing to have a
All
problem
I can
with.
say is,
You know what I'm saying?
what's the saying go? Don't throw stones. You live in a glass house.
Yeah.
Whatever happens in between individual doors of an individual family, that's their business.
Yeah, but to kind of co-sign what Mike is saying, I just feel like, with the rush to protect, different sexual orientations, I feel like it's also kind of an attack on normal life. Like, it was something that, I read an article and it was just like, it's ignorant for someone to say they wouldn't date a transgender person. And it's like, it's not ignorant, it's my choice. I understand now that you as a male and you identify as a female now.
Right.
I'm not, you can't force me to be attracted to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not my that's not my particular taste, and I shouldn't be attacked for feeling that way. You know?
shouldn't be attacked for having an
And
opinion.
but
is what
my
you're saying,
my
right?
thing also is like I said, Dwayne Wade said at 3 years old, she knew she had these feelings and stuff. Whatever. Like I
At
said,
3 years old,
at 3 years
no
old,
way.
the brain
No
is
way.
not developed like that.
There's no way that she knew that
Yeah.
she was going to be that way, okay?
So at three, so
So
that,
he's exaggerating
But
with saying that.
and let me tell you, it's stimuli, right? Because sometimes at 3, some boys might want to play with dolls. That don't necessarily mean they see themselves as a girl. They just think, you know what? Maybe they had a big sister. Her dolls
Yeah.
were fun and stuff like that. So he wanted to play, kind of thing.
I know.
All right,
like,
I got something to say. I
got
got something to say.
Oh, shit.
Now look. Wait, I got to say this. I grew up around women, okay? I seen bras, panties. I seen it all. I grew up all in my family, women dominate. So, like you said, you see dolls, you see, the guy play with a doll. I'm not ashamed to say that I hold a doll, a baby doll, okay? Or see the, the doll houses and stuff, okay?
Yeah.
But that didn't mean that I didn't want to be with a woman,
Yeah.
That didn't mean that.
And that's the thing.
Kids
We
are
have
curious.
in the rush to be politically correct. Sometimes, like who's the famous actress from South Africa?
I heard you.
Yolanda, indeed.
No.
What's her name?
It's a white actress. She's a white actress. Charlize Theron.
Oh, Charlize Theron.
She's raising 2 minority boys as girls.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, I've
Since
seen
very
that.
young, letting them dress and my thing is, I understand giving them free choice and stuff like that, but at the same time, I also feel like it's very early for them to make such.
Was it? Wait a minute. I got something else to say. I'm sorry to stop you.
shit.
Was it very early when what's his name? Young Thug, when he put that dress on.
Young Thug-
but listen, he was expressing his fashion issues, right?
Yeah,
But
he's
what happened?
grown. I don't co-sign
The only
this
thing
movement, but
is
he's
the
grown.
difference between the Young Thug and the Dwayne Wade's son. Son who's transitioning to woman is you confusing the youth.
That's my
That's
point.
what I'm saying.
I
That's
got
what's
kids.
important. Yeah, that's what I'm
They're
saying.
being exposed
that's
to
what I'm
all of this
saying.
stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
They
You
gotta ask me the
confusing.
question
You
now.
confusing the
But
youth,
wait.
and I feel like you
One at a time.
you confusing the youth, and then I feel like the fact that this person's a public figure, you shine a light on it. There's a lot of 12-year-olds going through the same transition. Or whatever. You got to be careful what you put out on TV. So that's the reason why I have a problem. I don't have a problem with the transition of what they're doing, and I feel like the fact that he said that at 3 years old she knew, she could not know. He could not know what's going on at 3 years. At 3 years old, you remember certain things, but your brain is not developed to remember.
Okay,
Those.
so
Go ahead.
I do understand what you're saying, confusing the youth.
And that's important.
I understand what you're saying, but that's the importance of education. I work in the medical field, so when this all starts going down, we have like a little class that we took how to address, the children, because I work in the pediatric division, and so we have like a class on how to address children, how to understand, the different terminology and the genders and stuff like that. So it's the education part of it too. Like, yes, certain people who are not where Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle are, it's still they have a class that will teach you how to explain to your children or whatever, like, this is what this gender is, this is what that means, so you would have a better understanding of it, so you can explain it better.
I haven't had that conversation.
I have
with my kids yet.
two transgenders on my unit I work at now. In the prison system, 2 of them on each side. So I deal with them.
But how do you? I mean, she's talking about how to speak to your kids about this.
No, I know, but
I
on
don't
a
know what to
day-to-day
say.
You
basis,
just
and
educate
I don't know
them
what to
on
say.
it. I mean, you say, you.
And another thing we also have to make a clear distinction of, right? There's a difference between orientation and identification, right? Because there's some people who cross over to want to be identified as another sex, but they still attracted to the opposite sex. There are transgender men who carry themselves as women but only date women.
And to educate, when is how old are you supposed to be to start this educational process, right? Because I feel like there's certain things like you don't want to just start talking about sex to somebody who's 8 years old.
Well, I feel like
but that's what I'm saying. So
you feel it's a comfortable time.
But I feel like
last year, my kids started asking me about sex, and then at certain ages, you're like, oh, this is your vagina, or this is your this is your china. Whatever you feel, I feel as a parent is the right time to talk to your children about sex, to talk to your children about transgenders, and to talk to your children about it whenever you feel comfortable. But the one thing that I feel like no parent wants is another child to teach your child how it is. So when my children were asking me all these sexual questions, it felt uncomfortable for me because I'm like, damn, you're so young. But if I don't tell them, they're going to find out from a classmate because it
you'll
already
find out
happened
from
to
liars,
me.
right? My sexual education came from older brother, older cousins and stuff like that who was figuring it out for themselves.
Right.
And they're telling me rumors and lies and stuff like that.
But I feel like...
And that becomes factual to you.
I'm happy that my boys could come to me about sex and stuff like that because I didn't answer a question for them one time because I was busy at the moment. I was like, I'll answer you later. I completely forgot about it. Then they went to school. The next day they came back to me. Oh, Mom, forget it. We don't need to know what this means because this is how we found out. And I'm like, wait a minute. The answer was correct, but I'm like, shit, who told you this?
Exactly.
And they're like, oh, such and such in my class.
But I feel like they're exploiting him, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, because
we live in a life where it's social media, so he's going to be exploited regardless.
100%.
He doesn't want to be in the closet. He wants to take pictures. She wants to take pictures of herself, post it on Instagram, and have a regular life like everybody else. So she's going to be exploited regardless. So
I mean, we're as difficult as it is. We also have to create safe places for all the children, however they identify, right? Because when we don't, that's how the suicides happen.
Social media is not a safe place for anything.
Unfortunately,
and that's how the bullying
perpetuates
as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a conversation needed. But I feel like I don't feel like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union got the education they needed to talk about it on a public platform. Because there's a lot. You remember the article I sent you with the girl? She had all these facts about
the news reporter.
The news reporter when I sent it through the group chat. So it's like you're speaking about something that you really have no idea about. That's why I'm saying confusing the youth. Don't go on ABC, ESP, all the national big platform with Oprah and all these people. And then you have my kid at home and your kid at home thinking, oh, okay, now they're educated about the situation. No hardcore facts before you come out. You never see Magic Johnson, and he knew that his son was what's his son? EJ. He knew EJ was gay and stuff, whatever, but he didn't go there and speak on it, like trying to give certain facts and stuff because it wasn't. I feel like it's the
timing though. It's the timing as well, right? Because when EJ's a little bit older now. EJ, I think, is like 27, 28. It's the timing because we live in a day and age where, like I said, sexual orientation is this big platform, and people want to be able to create.
About it first.
Yeah, but at the same time,
you can speak about it, but be educated about first.
Because they're celebrities, we think because they're celebrities, they have money, that they have access to all this education. They're learning about this stuff on the fly too.
Yeah, that's true.
And reeling it back into the initial subject, the answer to your question is yes. Gender and your sexuality has become much more important than race.
Yeah.
Right? It's Black History Month, and you can find a black homosexual, and they're more concerned with being respected as a homosexual than they are as an African American.
No, you're 100% right.
That's just a fact. Because when something happens to the black community, the outcry and the lashing out is not as strong as when something happens to somebody in the LGBTQ community. It's just not. They got a much stronger team.
And if we missed some letters, it wasn't
apparently.
Because we was.
I don't know all the letters. I just know the
different
alphabet.
races in the LGBT community, and that's the reason why.
All right. So the last question on this topic is, why do we feel the need to join in throwing shade or judgment on public figures? Like I feel like when a public figure does something, we feel like it's open season to attack them, right, wrong, or indifferent because they're
You're a
celebrities.
celebrity.
I gotta speak on this. You read my mind, brother. All
We're
right.
having
No
churches.
You know,
Taurus?
I gotta throw this in.
Raise your hand.
Well, hold up, I got in the
You know, in
spirit.
the church.
We have a lot of people on our list.
Oh, don't stop it. Not about it. No. So listen, I'm gonna talk about my girl Lizzo. You know I had to throw this in there, right? Now, ever since
I threw shots at Lizzo, so I gotta be.
No, it's all good. This is all good. It's debatable.
Crossfire now.
Is all right. So listen, the reason why I picked Lizzo because first of all, people are about the fat shaming. She's a beautiful, voluptuous woman of color, and I respect her. I'm a woman of that same size, and listen, and as long as you present yourself respectfully, and people respect you for what you're doing, yet what you're bringing out to the community, especially when it comes to the music world, industry is already corrupt as it is.
But But not to cut you off, but
No, go ahead.
I've seen your modeling and your fashion and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You're not afraid of showing your size, and you look good doing it.
Thank
But I
you.
feel like you carry yourself with a certain respect.
Yeah,
Lizzo
I
takes
know.
it a
I
little
know.
bit too far.
I
But
know.
go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry.
Listen, it's all
She's
good.
single.
Oh.
She's trying to get a man.
What is it? What is it?
No, but no matter what her size is, she does too much. I don't
She
care
does.
if you a regular
Okay.
size, you small size.
Yeah.
She be doing too much.
No, I
What
understand
she doing
that.
at the basketball game.
And the
that was
Kardashians
a
are.
little too
She
extreme.
And what about the
online.
Kardashians?
Can I?
Yeah, but we don't respect the Kardashians.
They're
Like,
media. They're social
That's a
media
different
whores.
story.
We become
They're
conditioned
social
to that.
media whores.
Listen, all I gotta say is this. Well, that's the reason why her sister got famous. Anyway, but listen, get back to what I was saying. Hey, let me shut up. So back to what I was saying. Reason why I respect Lizzo. I mean, I understand you guys' opinions. You have entitled to that. But the reason why I respect it because the fact that even though everybody knocks her down, she's still on top of her A game.
Don't
And
get it
she-
twisted. I find Lizzo attractive. I
Yeah.
think she's attractive. For her size, she looks good. It's not for her size. She looks good as a big woman, stuff like
But
that.
you
Yeah.
can be attractive and look like a lady and act like a woman.
Exactly.
Okay, that I okay,
Exactly.
okay.
Wait a minute.
We're
Exactly.
getting into this now.
You can be attractive woman, but you can be classy
Have
and not
respect
show
for
all that
yourself.
ass.
Only in the house.
And because you brought up Lizzo,
Yes,
go ahead.
good.
If she wants to do it,
Yeah.
then let her do it.
Yeah.
Everybody can say, "Oh, it's trashy." She don't give a fuck. She's winning Grammys.
So
You
accept the
dead.
criticism.
true.
Yeah.
Accept the criticism.
Nobody
do what you
defends when we
do.
shit on
Yeah.
But
Kim
accept the
Kardashian
criticism.
for doing too
No,
much.
you know what? I
Because
don't-
she's a regular,
I don't
quote unquote,
follow-
America's size.
Listen, I don't follow.
We gotta
Kim
keep that
like
same
that.
energy too.
I would keep the same energy for Kim. Let her be Kim. She's married. She has money. She doesn't give a fuck what anybody says, and she posts whatever she wants to post, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. If she has the body, she's married. She has a mansion.
Some of the pictures, I'll be like,
That don't have nothing to do with
No.
anything.
No,
she
but
has
I'm
those
saying
things.
no. I'm
Shit.
saying that she doesn't care. Like it doesn't matter to her. She's living her best life.
She's getting.
She has, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. She's getting paid either way, so she can show her fucking body.
You gotta
So
take
what?
the good with the bad,
That's
baby. You
right,
want to
man.
do this stuff. You want to put it on social media.
She knows,
You
but
love
wait,
the comments
she
that,
knows-
oh, I love you, Lizzo. Love.
She knows
You
that
eat
she's
that
gonna
up.
get
And I'm one of the biggest trash talkers on social media, so I should know.
She knows
Ask-
she's gonna
ask
get
Carlos.
it. But the problem
All right,
is,
another topic
listen,
for this.
she knows she's
Stop
gonna
it.
get it. That's why she posts it, and she doesn't care. That's my point. She doesn't care.
So to get back to the topic, so why do we feel the need to join in to throwing shade or judgment at public figures? Why do you think it's like that?
Mike,
Why do we think it's okay?
Yeah, like why? I feel like we go extra hard to join in at bashing celebrities when things go bad for them, or just joining in the peanut gallery.
people can't wait
No,
for the downfall.
it's not even that. It's
Jabbing
Because
them.
to me, that goes to the line of
Listen.
it's easy to hate, hard to love kind of thing.
they profit off of all of this. So if any, the good and the bad, there's no such thing as bad publicity. They
So you
profit
just
off of it.
basically went against what I just said. Basically the same thing in a different way. About
No,
5
I
minutes
said
ago.
okay, but my thing was what you said was saying, yeah, she doesn't mind it, so you got to accept it because the bad is going to come with the good.
Yeah.
As long as she don't have a problem with the people talking nasty and down and like shaming her,
But
then
obviously
she got to
doesn't
accept it.
care.
Like let me
That's
tell
why-
Okay, so
she
if
knows
she
she's
doesn't
gonna
care,
get it.
Let me tell you some let me tell you a example I saw on social media that was just like wow, and listen, my disclaimer is I did not make up this quote. This is something I read. Someone had posted, God, why don't you give us back Kobe and Gianna and take Dwayne Wade and his fruit cup?
Oh, that's some real bad shit right there, man. Shit.
Damn. Like he's 12 years old.
Yo, that's too strong.
Nah,
But that's the energy
we
people
not. But
have.
you when you. Yeah, some of that comment is harsh, but social social media. The thing about social media and public figures is, that's you sign up for that because you're gonna get all comments. When you didn't sign up for the public bashing like that, but what you call it's like when you see a celebrity and they don't want to give you an autograph. Automatically, you like, all right, I know what to do to you.
Yeah,
but
it's you like how Pinky turned me off with her attitude.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of sometimes we don't take the time out to research to realize that they're regular people too. Yeah. So it's easy to public bash them because we important too now. We could just go on the computer.
I used to love Pinky.
We could go on the computer, write a story. You could do. If you really want to destroy a celebrity, you could.
About Pinky from
The porno store, yeah.
If you
He got me through some hard nights in college.
If you really want to destroy a public figure,
tell us something about
Juicy.
No, I'm just trying to figure out. I used to ask her all the time.
Wait, all the time. Wait a minute.
I used to ask myself all the time.
Oh, ask yourself. I thought you said you used to ask
We're talking
her all
about
the
Pinky
time.
the
I used to
adult.
say how she used to clap the applause with her behind, man.
Woo.
That's
I
common
used to
now.
ask her.
That's common
You
now.
can go to a regular strip club and get that answer. You ain't gotta ask Pinky.
Well, at one time I did want to ask her.
All right, we're gonna move on. Then. So,
I'll put it in her pinky.
so the next topic is called turning points, right? And then as adults, young adults, midlife adults, whatever, we had turning points in our life. We had things that kind of motivated us, things that turned us down the road we're going to, good or bad. So we're gonna talk about turning points. Have you reached your turning points? What was the big turning point?
Can I go first?
So let me ask the sub question, then you can kick us off, right? What is the biggest decision you made that contributed to who you are today? Like you're a DJ chef, you chef it up, and you're a DJ. So like
certified cook.
Okay, so what is the biggest decision that made you contribute to who you are today? You can kick it us off.
Okay. The biggest thing that made me contribute to who I am is, I would have to say, people that's been loyal around me.
Okay.
I would have to say the people that cared about me the most, and I would also have to say the man upstairs, because there was a turning point in my life where I would have to say things were going real bad, and incarcerated, something like that. I ain't gonna get into real deep detail, but the simple fact is, like I said, life. You never know when your life is going to change, and you never know what cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
So, for me to do a complete 360 from
180.
when I was,
180.
Yeah, 180. A complete 180. My bad.
Yeah.
You got me a big 180 from where I was, to doing the things I do now. I'm very honored. Like I said, I went to culinary school, and DJing is in it's actually in my family, in the blood. I have another cousin that DJ, and
What culinary school you went to? I'm sorry.
It's called the New York Restaurant School, but
I went
they
there.
oh,
They
you
turned
did
me
too?
to the
Art Institute of New York. Wow.
Small world.
Yeah, small world.
Ain't neither one of you motherfuckers brought no food in here, so we don't care about what y'all
See you
cooking.
make videos of your chefing up and stuff like that. So
Actually, speaking of that, I'm on my YouTube channel, which is DJ Chef Darius Harris. If you go subscribe, coming towards the summertime, I will be having my own kind of cooking show with Vero G, and we'll be doing.
Oh, you guys got to invite me on it.
Oh, definitely.
And that's what I respect about this group. I have a huge, let me take a step out, a huge respect for the team sitting across from us. Because not only have over the last year, I've done several things with you guys, come out to support certain things and stuff, and just been part of your platform. You guys are motherfucking hustlers, bro.
Thank you, man.
Listen,
We appreciate that.
week, I find out they do some
we get
new
it from the
shit.
loudmouth. Tell them about
That's right, we're hustling.
Music,
Doing it all.
videos, showcases. I'm like, shit.
Pro wrestling, we do it
You
all.
remember in Living Color when they had the Jamaicans who did
Three jobs.
You're lazy.
There's America, man.
14 jobs.
American Dream.
magazines, videos,
Yeah, baby.
and, you know, sitting here,
radio.
DJing, cooking. I'm like, damn,
Check it out.
charity work.
Yeah,
Like, I
baby.
salute to
Yeah.
you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Some
I want to collaborate with you,
Don't mind
especially
the
with the
back.
charity, because I feel like I need to give back.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Now
ma'am.
I got it.
No, you got it, baby.
Yeah. But I had to take a moment to say, like,
Thank
yo,
you.
I respect y'all grind, because y'all
you, man.
motherfuckers be working, bro.
24/7.
Like, working. Like, damn, like, y'all do that shit too? You know what I'm saying?
Hustler, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, so,
man.
Vera, what was your turning point? So, like, what's the biggest decision that contributed you to because just knowing your story a little bit and not your whole story, it's just like, I felt like, you know, you were grinding towards stuff, and then you kind of felt tired of waiting for people to give you opportunities.
Yes.
And you started said, "Fuck it, I'm making my own opportunity. I'm doing the books. I'm doing the showcase." So, you know, if you can't tap into that and let us
That's
know.
a lot. Okay, I'm gonna get straight into it.
She said that's a lot.
Damn, you got me. I'm like way back.
Come on,
Okay,
Vero.
hang in there. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes because there's a lot of information. Okay, Oof, okay. So years ago, I was in the industry and as an artist and struggling, and it's been a lot of work. I'll be honest with you. You know, because as an artist, you're independent artist, you're trying to get yourself out there, get it in showcases, and as an art, you know, seeing from that point of view, a lot of these showcases they rip you off. First of all, you don't get the time that you need as an artist.
Yeah.
They don't give you the photos or the video performance, what you want to call it.
I almost got ripped off this weekend by an agency called 99.
They're a scam agency.
Yes, yes.
You should have told
And
me
I had
this.
to do- no, I did before. I went
They're
there.
a scam.
Yeah. I didn't
They
get
hit me
scared,
up
'cause I
too.
did the
They
research.
text me once a week.
Yeah. Once I did the research, I said, "Nah, bro, I'm not giving them my money." But
$500, by the way.
Yeah.
$500.
$500, and then it's like $40 a month
It's a
after
scam,
that. Yeah.
bro. It's a scam.
But go ahead.
See, I'm gonna plug on my book.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the story. Okay. So you know, as an artist, as an independent artist, you know, you're struggling. You got to pay studio time, transportation, other things add up. So people don't realize it's a struggle as it is. So back to the showcases. So I realized seeing all this stuff like within like 3 years of the radius, like doing work and everything. I was doing it for a long time, but as 3 years, I said, you know what? The last year I was being an artist, I said, you know, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find something, get something done. And eventually, I linked up with my management, and J Empire Media, and then DJ Chef. We got, you know, the whole crew, the team, and that, and we said, you know, the platform we have, like you mentioned earlier, Jason. You know, it's about just independent artists. It's no politics, no bullshit. It's just like you said, talent. It's talent. If you got talent,
And even coming to y'all stuff, I've met some talents like, wow.
You see?
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the poet at the showcase on
Christine,
Thursday.
yeah, Christine.
No, but that's who I met. But I'm talking about the showcase I had Thursday. The guy, Atlanta, New York, I forgot his name. He won the poetry
Oh yeah,
slam.
Siobhan. Chevo.
His
Yeah,
shit was
Siobhan.
tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
But-
a ringer. He's a professional. He's a professional poet.
Yeah.
He won like several of our poetry events and
Oh, he's
others.
deep.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets
He's
into
deep.
it.
He's
And
deep.
yeah, but no, but back to you saying, Marvin, I feel like, you know, just being as an artist a long time being in the industry, I feel like there was too many showcases where they're ripping off the artists. And I feel like, you know, it's time that we provide a platform where we give them something. We don't even do much. Like, we don't charge them as it is, which a lot of places, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
We got a ad in the March.
Yes, you guys are on the March issue. March 1st is coming out, by the way. Yes. Not a problem. I got show love, baby. Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate the love.
Wait. One thing at a time. All right, not a problem, guys. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. No, so back to what I was saying. But like I said, the platform we provide basically is just for independent artists out there worldwide. Is no bullshit. Is no politics. If you got talent, if we like what you see, you know, we make sure we do research too. Also, we need to make sure, you know, you're legit.
Yeah.
And we work with the management, work with the artists. Come through, man. And it's just about, like I said, it's just supporting one another, and it's just for you seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I respect too. That's what Views from the Friend Zone to me is. I wanted to, you know, us to have a platform where it's just like we can have adult contemporary conversation while educating each other, supporting each other, making each other laugh, and then exposing people to other audiences.
We gotta
right?
step our shit up.
Oh shit.
You
Okay.
Look at them. We gotta
Hustling,
step our
right?
shit up.
Yeah.
This magazine is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you get
We're
it.
on
we gotta
we're
work
on
on
TV in 3 boroughs every single week.
Yeah.
52
I
weeks
was
out of
on
the
one
year.
of
We're
them.
on 3 different cable networks. We're weekly on DTF Radio, Wednesdays 6 to 7 p.m. DTF Radio.
He's wearing his management hat. To promote.
Can you? Because when I hear DTF, I got a certain thing that I think of.
I know.
Yeah, what does DTF stand
I have
for?
no
We're still
idea,
trying to figure
actually.
that shit
I
out.
have no idea.
You know what I think?
You gotta ask the owner.
They're a
Whoa.
platform studio in Brooklyn.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Over at 20 Grand Street.
Yeah, several other shout out to Patricia Robinson. She's the VP of Human Resources at Hot 97.
Nice.
I'm friends with her on Facebook. She also has a show on
Yeah.
DTF Radio.
We got several DJs from Hot 97, Power 105 that DJ.
Even Angie Martinez.
Angel Martinez has a show there. A DJ Trace, shout out to him. He comes on actually after us
Feels like a real radio
on Wednesdays.
Kind of studio.
Yeah, it's dope. We got the print magazine.
I do want to. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Mark.
go ahead. Go.
So basically, just quick to the point. Basically,
What was your turning point, Jason? Why you doing?
all right. Well, before I say that, I just want to finish off with her.
Basically,
sorry.
No.
Let the kid finish her off. I just want to finish off with her.
Finish her.
Go ahead, Jim.
No, all I gotta say is
Thank you, my love.
that basically,
Thank you,
when
man.
we got involved together, a business point of view, a couple years ago, she was frustrated and tired of all the bullshit and the politics, and the corrupt how the music business is. So basically, together we decided, fuck that, fuck you. We're gonna create our own platform,
My man
and we're gonna
Jason
make our own
likes the F
path.
word.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of energy.
So that's what we did.
you.
We broke the wall down. We took a sledgehammer.
A whole
Us
conversation
three.
and then some.
We're like the new modern day NWO. If anyone's a wrestling head.
Wrestling background.
All right?
New World Order.
We're the new NWO of the music game,
You
and
have
we're
a lot of fucks to give.
that's
Woo,
right.
shit.
We do.
Wait.
Oh my God.
But basically,
So,
Kevin Nash.
all right. So my turning point, very briefly, when I was younger, a youth, my teenage years, I was very rebellious and everything. I did
I
listen.
couldn't tell.
Yeah, not at all. But long story short, I wasn't going to school. I was getting involved with the wrong crowd, and then I got involved with gangs and all that stuff. And then it took a point when I was 17 years old that I got arrested for attempted murder.
What? Wait, hold on, brother.
Y'all didn't hear that, right?
My man got a testimony right now.
Yeah.
It's Sunday. Let us know.
But it was when I was 17 years old, and I had to spend the holidays locked up in Rikers, C-74, Mod 8. I was there for New Year's,
Yo, Cliff.
The whole world.
and
Check 'em out.
that was a turning point for me that I needed to change my life and change my circle and everything. And then I went back to school, and I went to BMCC, took some classes there, and then I started with video production and everything when I was 21. And now it's almost 20 years that I've been doing television production, and now with with the TV,
And he
radio.
does the best videos out there. So
here we
you
go.
need to hire him.
You
He does the exclusive video.
I need y'all to back me up like that. You need to see the
That's
cross
right.
promotion
But
going
yeah.
on. You need to be like
So-
that.
He
You
does
got
the
the hype
best
man.
videos
I
out
try. It's still work in progress.
You know I got
But
you,
yeah.
my brother.
I don't know shit, man.
So
So you beat that charge.
yeah. Luckily, and the person survived.
So that was your turning point. You was like,
Yeah,
fuck this.
when I
don't
was
wanna
all
be in
alone,
jail.
That will
and
make you change for sure.
so I came a long way, and I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of everybody here.
And and another thing I want to co-sign on how we started this show, right? You see how you guys youths, if that was the end of your story, people would have a much different opinion of you guys. But
Yes.
God allowed you guys to change your life and be here and be like, look at the production.
Every
y'all
day's a
doing.
blessing.
That's what breaks my heart about guys like Pop Smoke. You want to judge him at 19, 18, growing up in gang culture, but he didn't get a chance to change. Look at Jay-Z.
I was
If
just
Jay-Z,
about to say,
if we judge Jay-Z at 2021, we say he's a POS. But now he's a billionaire.
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
He made it, baby.
So
He's a
millionaire
piece of shit.
so the team, does anybody have a...
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that was
That's my boy.
Hey,
Jay-Z's my boy. I'm just fucking with y'all.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's my man.
That's so... But the team, because we're running, down on time, does anybody have a turning point kind of thing that you guys want to share on our team?
Turning point. I've been through some stuff.
When the
It's
Popeye
just gonna-
sandwich came out. I'm sorry.
Nah. A lot of different events, health-wise, and I started taking stuff more serious. I used to play high school, college basketball, and I played high school, college basketball, pretty decent, held my own. But
That's good.
it's just I had health issues, and then I realized, I got to take everything serious because I don't know when it's gonna be my last day, So it was a change of point where I don't take nothing for granted, Every day is a life experience, and then it's like I share my story to people, and even I had open heart surgery, and what you call it, I'm here to talk about it and whatever. It's not a problem, and even my hospital, my team, they call me, they ask me to talk to other people who's going through the same trauma and stuff, and because they see me, the surgery that I had, people don't want to get it done. And when I talk to them after that, they're like, all right, I'll get it done. Because you got to share. You never know what somebody's going through.
And just full of life, right?
And
so
social
it's
media,
good to see someone full of life doing their thing.
Social media sometimes could portray that everything's okay. And, you look at it, you see the pictures, and dude's like, I didn't know you were sick. I didn't know. Because I don't show you that. I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you what life gives me, and I keep pushing. So just health issues and certain things, and then life experience to help me grow up to be a man I was, and also respect certain people about the way I move.
Not the biggest turning point, but a recent turning point. It's like, people who follow know I was on a previous podcast, and then, it's fun. I came up with the idea, and it was 3 of us, and then, I came along. Yeah. No. Before this podcast, my previous life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we bump heads. We wasn't on the same page, and then even though I felt like Steve Jobs, even though I came up with the idea, I was voted out of the podcast. But I felt like God did that for a reason, because I was able to do another podcast with family, and we making things happen. We getting recognition. We're building. And I said the changing point was just like, you know what. My change point was just like, you gotta believe in your dream. You gotta believe in your voice. You gotta believe in your focus. Stuff is not always gonna be easy. It's just gonna fall apart. People are gonna say no. People are gonna try to clown you and stuff. But every day that you wake up, it's another day to take another step towards it. And I love this to hear other people who's like in the grind with me, right? Because you guys on the grind with me, you realize the hardship and how hard it is to get people to support and stuff, but you just got to keep trying. You know what I'm saying? So that's
for me the most important thing in my life. And I always felt like I was a good person. I had a good heart. I was smart, knew the right things to do, but I had selfishness coming up. And a lot of people do when it's just you. But I say the birth of my first child, my daughter, but it helped me realize that I can no longer be so self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Like, I got to learn, to do for others, especially her.
Yeah.
But that's when my mindset changed. Now, I'm still a work in progress.
Yeah, we all
that was the most influential thing that happened to me to make me say, yo, you got to do things a little different. You know what I'm saying?
So the next question on this topic, turning points, is a kind of thought-provoking kind of question. And is, would your ancestors be proud of you?
Oh, wow.
Vero G, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm
sorry.
No. Ladies first, but Amanda, really go ahead.
Okay. You want to go? I'll go. We can go. Who won't go?
It's like Family Feud.
Somebody
go.
I mean,
who's ready? You ready?
I'm done with you.
Amanda, real quick, and then we go.
I would just say my ancestors would feel like I should push myself more. I'm very lax and laid back, and I noticed that. Like, I'm just so chill about certain things, so I feel like they'll be proud of me more if I push more.
That's respectful.
Nice. Wow, we get emotional with this one.
Yeah, I know.
I would say I'm trying. I would say my ancestors. I feel like I'm a very spiritual person. I feel like at times, thank you. I don't know if it's right. It's fine. At times I feel like I'm lost. Even when we're doing our thing, struggling, hustling, we're the underdogs. All of us, we're underdogs. We're still striving for.
That's why I love to support you guys.
No, we're the champions.
Oh, shut up! No, we're not.
No, I know what you're saying though.
This belt represents all of us.
Definitely.
And all of you guys
I get what you're saying though.
Definitely. And
we represent the people.
Can I fucking talk? Thank you. Sorry. He's like this to me all the time. But I feel like particularly my ancestors. My dad, he passed away years ago. I feel like he's always there for me, and they watch me. They watch me and they say, listen, man, you don't give up. And I always had this thing with me, like, ever since I've been going through the music stuff and everything, something told me, don't fucking give up. Like, even though I'm looking for work, I'm not working. Definitely right. I'm not working, and look, me and my team, we make shit happen.
She tells me all the time. She tells me all the time. She says, "Chef, we're not giving up.
That's right.
We're gonna keep working. Stay focused."
So
Those are her
repeat
lines.
that to yourself. You tell him that all the time. When you wake up in the morning, let that be your affirmation.
Thank
You
you.
look in the mirror and you say exactly what you tell him. You gotta repeat that to yourself and manifest it. You know?
Would your ancestors be proud of you?
The growth that I've made from and being immature in my 20s to my 30s, I think so. I think I matured through my life experiences. Like I said, like to piggyback what Mike said, when I had the birth of my daughter, made me realize, life is serious, and then
As your
I
brother,
got,
I've recognized
and
the
then
growth
and,
since
and
you've been
then
a
I
dad,
got,
so I respect
and I
that.
have good role models and good older brothers and sisters who I have my own family, I have my own money and everything, and I still to this day, we talk every day through group chat, which is important. Me and him talk every day about everything, and when we listen, our bond is our family bond is a little bit different. A lot of times, family, one brother don't talk to another. We all tight, we all tight. Like, so when I was going through my stuff, everybody was going through it. It wasn't like I was just going through whatever. And that's the reason why it made me fight. So I think my ancestors would be proud of the growth that I made from my 20s to my 30s, because I take life serious. I don't play around with it.
I would say my ancestors are saying to me, like, you know what? I see what you're doing, and there's more to come. So we're cheering what you've done, but we expect so much more. So that's how I feel about it. Like my dad, my dad passed in 2016, and after his passing, I started taking steps into like improving upon my health and trying to lose weight and stuff like that. And just my mentality's changing, even though I'm not close to where I want to be, but I know I'm on that road there. So I know he's proud of me. I wish he could see some more stuff. I wish he was able to meet my little brother's daughter, who was just born right after his passing. So I know the ancestors are proud of me, but they're not satisfied yet. You know what I'm saying? You answered already.
I didn't answer you.
I miss that bond though that I have with my mom. The way you guys have that bond. My mom was my best friend.
I would say my ancestors, mostly like my grandmother and my grandpops. Unfortunately, my grandmother died 2 weeks before Christmas. She was coming to our house, and it tore me apart. It tore me apart. But I know she's looking down. She looked at some of my goods and my bads, and anytime I would get into a situation, I know she would say something to me. I would remember some of the things she was saying to me as I was 16 or younger. So I used that as a vice, or how you say, and it helped me move along as I got older. Through
Our ancestors also become our guardian angels. And those voices in our when we're about to make a mistake, sometimes it's our ancestors.
I would hear her come down and say, "You know better than that."
Or sometimes you want to curse out your boss or something. They be like, "Nah, bro, you need that check, bro. You need that check." You know what I'm saying? What about you, Jason?
Well,
don't start off with an F that.
no, fuck my ancestors.
Fuck that.
I don't give a fuck if they piss on their graves.
Whoa.
No, I'm kidding. No. But yeah. Well, I just want to say that I'm a better man than my father ever was. That's what I'm gonna say. As far as that, I may not have had.
That's a hard man right there.
I may not had the money that he had, but at least I could sleep well at night. The one I miss most of all is my godmother, because I had even though my mother's luckily still alive, thank God. Even though I had a very difficult past 10 years with her, she survived a heart attack, stroke, and she has advanced lung disease. But my godmother, I had a real connection with her. I grew up watching wrestling with her. When I was a young
wrestling
kid
with my dad too. WWE was his stuff.
And I got to love sports, and I got to become a Yankee fan, and stuff like that. So I have a strong connection to her, and I miss her every day. And it was the saddest moment was when I had to go to her funeral, and I had to see her in the casket. That really hurt me. She worked for like over 30 years, and then she just retired, and she just had a heart attack.
That breaks my heart. People
but
retire and then pass soon after. It's like
so
that happens to people too.
I know she's not happy that I could do a lot more in my life, but at least I'm better now than I was when I was younger, and I'm just trying to do good and live in her memory.
Mike, did you get a chance to answer?
Rest in peace, Carmen Aponte.
I don't know how to follow that.
That's tough, man. So would your ancestors be proud?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. My answer would be I don't know.
What do you want?
I would lean towards the side of they're probably not proud of me because
Oh, why would you say that?
You a work in progress, bro. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
I am a work in progress, and I would want to. I'm thinking of myself, and I'm kind of hard on myself sometimes, but I expect to be at a different place in my life at this time.
We all do.
But those who know me and love me, my ancestors, so to speak, can appreciate certain things that I do as far as taking care of the family, and both my family and the overall family. You know what I mean? But as far as our legacy goes, because that's what it's all about, like Mom says, your legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I feel like I got a lot of catching up to do. So if that's what they're basing it on,
but you're young enough to make all of those things happen, and that's a blessing. And you have your help.
That's right.
All right, so
and through your kids, you already have your legacy.
That's one thing that not to get
So
sappy. Me having no kids, I just feel like I don't have the legacy to pass on, so I got to make the most of me, right? Because I don't
you
have
a
nobody
lot
to
of
pass
other
on.
ways to pass that on.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so the last question on this topic is another deep one, but we're coming short in time. We have like less than 7 minutes. So answer the question.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, right? If you can, 10, 15 seconds, answer this question.
Rapid
We're going to do a
fire.
round robin, right?
Rapid fire. Let's do it.
Would anyone want to read your biography? Go.
Yes.
Shit.
That's yes? And no reason why?
I'm wild. There's a lot of stuff in there and secrets.
Hell yeah!
Hey.
I could write a book.
He can write a book on prostitution.
I've never had sex for money, so she's
I'm
wrong.
gonna plead the fifth on that.
Whatever.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Oh my god.
About the prostitution or your biography?
My drum.
Prostitution. I plead the fifth.
Oh, okay.
So I know you already wrote a book.
Yes.
Was it a biography?
Yes,
Or was it?
autobiography. It's called Trials and Tribulations. You can get that at Amazon.com. Real quickly, it talks about things I went through personally, being a foster care system, being a domestic violence survivor, rape victim, all that. And I'm here. I'm here. That's
My book was fiction based. Where the sun doesn't shine. You could also find it on Amazon. It kind of deals with certain things of that nature because a group of like women that I've known throughout my life, I took everybody's situation, didn't personally put their details into it, and made like a gumbo of a story. So hearing you that you actually went through that, it breaks my heart.
No,
but
no.
I've known
sorry.
people.
It's okay. No. It makes you stronger.
Fuck them, right?
Fuck them. Anybody touches her, they're dead.
They're dead.
No, me make
Horse and they're
You're
dead.
dead.
Listen,
Your
listen.
family is dead.
No, wait, I
Your
want this to-
pets are dead.
I want this to
Everybody.
be. I want this to be on the record. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I got witnesses.
The champ said
He's
that.
a
That
mess.
wasn't me.
Don't
All
put
right,
him
so
Oh, no, quickly. Yeah.
would anyone want to read your biography?
Definitely. I'm a true American success story from rags to hopefully riches. So, yeah, definitely.
Not hopefully. You say Richard.
I will.
What about you,
By the end of the year.
Manifest that.
Well, I'm just gonna say to its own that I work with a wonderful team. So
Thank you.
yes, I would say truly people will read about me and or biography or whatever the case may be. But it's coming from where I started from. I'm from the gut of the projects, and everybody said you're the future.
Yeah.
So I consider myself the future.
Got you. What about you, Cliff?
Yeah, people want to read my book because I was involved in a little bit of everything, So my dream would be definitely a good book to read.
If I
One
had
wrong turn, and I could have been off the cliff sometime.
my biography is like laugh at my pain kind of thing. If I told the stories of things that I went through, I think it would be kind of funny. But at the same time, I'm still writing my story, so I have better chapters ahead. So, all right, we got 4 minutes, so we're gonna make this topic real rapid fire.
Let's go.
It's called sexual frustration.
Woo!
I
It's
should
a
have.
good topic, man.
Hey, listen, I know, but we're gonna keep it fast, right?
But before
Right.
you do that, Vero's gonna say something real quick.
All right, guys. So we got actually, well, we got 2, right? Or 3?
No,
Shit.
3.
Oh, 2. All right, 3.
We'll get a 4th one.
All right, we're fine. All right, so guys, we have a next show real quick on March 5th at the Karma Lounge, 51 First Avenue. Right? I got that right? Okay, we show. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Yeah, so come through, $10 at the tickets, and we got tickets for you guys, by the way. Yes. I gotta get an
And it's
extra for you,
happy
brother.
hour, so all drinks are half price, and they got hookah.
There you go. Yes.
So yeah, and we're
Yes.
celebrating a birthday party as well for Boss TV. So
Yes.
you're all gonna be there. You're invited.
Shooting a live video.
A music video as well.
Yes.
Give him that ticket, and we got you. Give him that one.
And we hosted by myself, Vero G, and DJ Chef will be in the 1s and 2s.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right,
Get
so-
back to the show.
So, sexual frustration. How do you deal with it in a relationship or even when you're single?
Look at me.
You
Go.
shouldn't be going through sexual frustration in a relationship. When I want dick, you give me dick.
What about you, Mike? What about you, Mike?
Sexual frustration, what's that?
Now you know about to say something.
He don't know about that.
You
don't
gotta
know
watch
about
some
that.
porn if you're dealing with sexual frustration.
Wow.
So, what advice do you give to people who are suffering from sexual frustration?
You watch porn.
Beat your meat.
Yeah. Or
Nelson does that a lot.
Shut up.
if you're in a relationship, you talk to your partner. You let them know. I want to know.
Oh my
Nelson
God.
Torres, he lives in East, West.
Find somebody who you got an unimaginable chemistry with, where y'all can't be around each other without at least doing something. You want to rip their clothes off.
What about
Damn.
you?
Okay.
How do you deal with it in a relationship or even when you're single? Go.
Well, my situation, unfortunately,
Don't put-
if I was single, I would make sure I get mine anytime, any day, anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Anywhere, baby. Anywhere. Yo, in the back alley, take me right now, baby.
What about you, Jason?
Anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like the caveman. So when you want it, you go get the girl. If you have to hit her over the head or not.
Why? Nice abuse.
But over the head. And I want to
Just
just
remove it. Club.
yeah,
Take it back.
just rip her clothes off and get it.
Okay. I don't know how that helps you.
But it has to be
Abuse
with
number-
someone you with. Otherwise, that'd be considered rape.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So Shaq,
I'm not Bill
how do you
Cosby.
how do you deal with sexual frustration in a relationship or when you're single?
In a relationship, you just go with the flow.
No,
You say,
communication.
Communication.
Let her know. Listen, I need this knob slob.
Listen,
What's
listen.
going on?
Damn.
Oh my God! Like corn on the
Damn.
Telling it.
But what if she wants a kitty lick?
If a kitty wants, she want a kitty.
I
lick,
definitely
you
should
lick
have
it.
gave more time for this.
You lick it.
Look.
You just
You know, we asked you for a
don't go
reason.
eating that ass.
Don't
Don't go eating that ass. No.
Roommate eat
Hell no.
No. That's
up.
right.
Go ahead, Shaq.
You're
Go
not
ahead,
eating
Shaq.
the ass.
I'm just gonna say
I can't,
I'll be
man.
so horny.
Okay. So
Nah. On the reels, you know, you watch porno if you're single, and you watch it a hell of a lot.
What about
and you
for
drink.
those that don't watch porn? Because I know a lot of people don't watch porn.
Oh, for the ones that don't watch porno, you look at a magazine. Look at a
So
magazine.
Cliff,
That's the
as someone in a relationship or single, how do you deal with sexual frustration?
Communication, talk to the person, and let them know what you expect, and they're not living up to their expectations. You gotta know what's
I
gonna
gotta
happen.
co-sign that. Like, you know,
Communication.
sometimes you get into a sexual rut. Sometimes your schedules don't match and stuff like that. But you
Yeah.
gotta let the person know, like, yo, we need to take the time out to figure this shit out.
Amen.
Even if it's gonna be a quickie and shit like that, we gotta need to
was about
speak
to
the
say,
love
wait,
language.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta bust that
time
nut.
for your nut.
But on the end of this note,
Sometimes you
quickies are
I
good, but you
can't.
also gotta spice things up. And the best way to do that is, you know, you gotta be versatile where you're doing it at.
Okay. So this is gonna be the last question because
Cocaine? No.
we're running out of time, right? So the last question on this topic, sexual frustration. Do you feel your sexual performance defines you? Go. 5 seconds or less. Go around.
Sexual porn, yes, it defines you. If you know you're dealing with a freak, she's going to be always known as that freak.
Yeah, man, I gotta perform, baby.
Do you say sexual performance defines you?
It does because it makes the relationship what it is. It makes it more spicier and more hot and like next time, what's gonna happen next? You know,
Tune in.
tune in.
Next time in our bedroom.
Dick on the forehead. Tune in.
Yo,
dick on the forehead. Dick
My
on the edges.
exes didn't call me a savage for nothing.
Oh,
Wait, what did you
spicy. You said my
My
ex
ex
didn't call me
didn't
a
call me
savage.
savage for nothing. And I'm gonna say they don't call me DJ Chef for nothing.
Okay.
Who wants it too, baby?
You might cook
Wait,
it up.
wait. The chef is doing everything but tossing the salad.
I should have did this topic earlier. What about you, Kim?
I mean, yeah. She got you, brother.
Go ahead.
I consider myself
client
a
pleads the
hard
fifth.
worker man. I'm a hard worker in the bedroom. And I was the first one that come out with porn rap.
Yes.
I came out with porn rap. I had 6 tracks.
We gotta bring up the
I
lost
can bring
tape.
it back. You know,
The lost
so
tape.
it is what it is.
I'll close it out. I'll close it out by saying, do my sexual performance define me? I wouldn't say it defines me, but I just know the effort that I put in. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like God gave me tongue, fingers, and penis.
Ooh.
I got to get the job done.
What
with
about
one of the
toes?
three.
What about toes?
One of the 3 got to make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
All 3. One of the
Put
3.
toes in that
All
shit.
right, so thank you guys for being a great guest.
Oh, man, thank you.
Very G Spotlight Radio.
Yes.
Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m.
Yes.
Check them
DTF
out.
Radio.
DJ Chef Queens on
DTF.
IG. It's
Captain Clutch 80 on Instagram.
Champ!
And Jason Morello.
WTF!
WTF Wrestling World
We
Champion.
got the champ!
Venom, I'm gonna kick your ass
Hold up
next
that
month.
belt!
Shut the fuck up.
Hold up that belt!
All right, Diva and Diamonds. Simple as it is. There we go.
All right, guys, thank you so much for supporting us. This was another lit episode. We out. Peace.
It's the views, the booze, the fools. For baby, mommy, and daddy, we got all the tools. Real talk, mom dropping all the new jewels. Cliff Rock. Open shirt, need a super flirt. Greedy guts, got a strut, still no butt. It's the views from the friend zone. We celebrate like we always in the end zone. Yeah, it's the views from the friend zone. We celebrate.